Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, and this is the latest film in the MonsterVerse franchise from Legendary and Warner Discovery, and this is from director Adam Wingard, who has been, has the reins of this series. You know, he started with VHS, and You're Next, and The Guest, and has moved on to doing Godzilla vs. Kong, and, you know, capturing these big titans fighting each other. And what really works about this latest film is it's big monsters fighting big monsters. You got Godzilla, who's nuclear blasting all around. You get Kong with his axe and his now metal gauntlet at one point, fighting the Scar King, this other ape who has a giant ice titan dinosaur thing that he rides around on because he's controlling this other titan, and, you know, wants to destroy the world. Wants to conquer the world. It's simple. All the moments where it's just the monsters, it's such great storytelling from just how these monsters are acting. Non-verbal acting and the actions of these performers through the CGI rendering is so great. And those moments is like, you could really feel the conflict, the emotions. You understand these characters. Kong and Godzilla and, you know, the little Diddy Kong, Mini Kong. Suko, I believe was his name. Or the Scar King and this big, I think it was Shimo, the big ice dinosaur lizard. Like, they all have personalities. And there's some fun other characters who come in. There's a lot of, this is a big homage to the old, like, silly era of Toho Godzilla films, and when the action is going, they just go all out and have such a blast with these fights. They're big scale, they feel impact. It's just a fun time, just demolishing everything, destroy everything. There's some elements in terms of, like, the indigenous people of, like, the hollow earth that we experience, this whole new world, which is really cool as well. And they're, like, this nice ode to the old school Godzilla films, and that opens the door to some fun elements in terms of, like, the battles and other titans. But where does this film falter? It's the human characters. There's very little between Eileen Andrews and Gia. You have Rebecca Hall and Kaylee Hodel, who, you know, have this adoptive mother-daughter relationship. And there's some minimal development there. Brian Tyree Henry and Dan Stevens are having a blast in this film, very obviously. They're fun to watch. They're fun comic relief. There's great needle drops. Like, it's like, I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss is just, like, randomly dropped. Like, this felt like watching Kong Skull Island again with, like, the needle drops and that. It's campy. It's ridiculous. But they just add all this extra nonsense to the human characters that just... The story is simple. You have a big evil titan with another big evil... like a big titan he's manipulating to do bad things. And, you know, the good titans are trying to stop them. Simple, easy, straightforward. They have to add in all these layers about pyramids and gravity and all this nonsense just to complicate things, and it's just ridiculous. The human characters add next to nothing here. But what they do is Rebecca Hall, I feel so bad for because she's such a great actress. This film is so disrespectful to its audience. You have this whole entire perfectly rendered nonverbal sequence of meeting the Scar King, setting the stage, and then immediately the next scene you have to have Rebecca Hall reading hieroglyphics being like, this is exactly what you just saw, but we can't guarantee that you knew exactly what happened because there was no dialogue and we didn't tell you what happened, so now we're going to tell you the whole entire thing you just watched, even the emotions and everything, and just spell it out for you. Every scene that there's something interesting and cool with the monsters or any action, literally anything happens in this movie, some reason they give Rebecca Hall expositional dialogue to literally describe what just happened. There's a moment where they're like, they get to the bottom of a temple and she's like, we have gotten to the bottom of the temple. Now what do we do? We know. We see it's the bottom of the temple. We understand that. We don't need to be spoon-fed every single action of this movie because you think the audience is too dumb to get it. And that's how disrespectful this film gets, and it sucks all the fun out of the film, because every moment I'm like, yeah, that was cool, and then I'm like, eye rolling or face palming because the film thinks I'm an idiot and I couldn't get that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's horrible writing. They could have cut like 90% of the dialogue in this film and it would have been perfectly fine. It's crazy, it's ridiculous, it's over the top, it's campy. Those elements, the action and everything, the monsters, their interactions without the humans are great. It's fun, it's engaging. But when the script is actively trying to disrespect you as the audience and bogging it down with a bunch of nonsense that is just overcomplicating and not making it any better, there's a lot of problems there, and that's what's so frustrating about this film and really takes you out of it. So this could have been there, really, really fun, and then every turn the film tries to zap all the fun out of it. So it's a really middling film that's honestly really frustrating. But if you just ignore the nonsense dialogue and the exposition and the human character diversions and just focus on the monster fun, which there's a decent amount of, you'll still have some fun. So, probably worth a watch. Make sure you see it on a big screen, though. It was a lot of fun that way. But those are my thoughts on Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.